today the topic of judgment and basically not worrying about what other people think of you, but worrying significantly of what you think about yourself. How do people beat themselves up in the pickup community? I watch people beat themselves up in the pickup community for years and years. That could be after a single approach. That could be after a whole night. That could be really even just their progress in general. They beat themselves up. Newbies tend to do it when they have this big self image, how cool they will be if they ever did an approach. They finally decide to walk up the nerve to approach a girl, maybe to approach a whole bunch of like girls throughout an entire night. It doesn't go the way they expect, and that little crack of self-image things in their head that was, I'm like this and I'm this type of person, I'm this type of person, it doesn't get lived up. It destroyed them. It floored them. They go home with their heads spun up. They want to cry, super pathetic. And then I've also seen with it advanced guys who come to a place like, let's say Las Vegas on bootcamp, and they think they're going to fuck 5 girls in a week. They think they're going to fuck like 2 girls in a night. It doesn't happen. And maybe a guy hit a dry spell of 2 weeks. The guy is just like losing his fucking mind. His entire sense of self is in question. He beats himself up, down, harden himself. And I look at that and I tell, how ridiculous is this? All right? I never beat myself about based on outcome. I will only beat myself up based on the process that I take. All right? So let me give you an example. Take, let's say, an MLB player. This is the World Baseball Classic right now. Let's say Ohtani. Like, I'm a big fan of Ohtani. It's pretty dope. Sometimes I'll go out and have an incredible night at the plate. He'll just catch fire, crushing home run like lefty, getting hits almost every time he step up, completely dominating like the opposite team. On night, like, he looks unstoppable, like the best player in the world. But then there are other nights when he might go 0 for 4, just strike out, no hit. Maybe a couple of like base on ball, but really shitty nights. And you ask yourself, what's the difference? How can a player who can absolutely destroy a team one night might struggle so much the next? A lot of different factors could explain. It might be something emotional. It might be his rhythm or momentum in the game. It could be physical fatigue, timing, or even something subtle with his mechanics. Or it could just be the natural up and down of performance, the balance of energy that athletes have to manage in order to produce those explosive performances. So having trouble getting in the moment could be psychological. It's a lot of different things that can go on. And ultimately, you have a strong degree of control, but never a full degree of control over these sort of things. So in the same way with game, one thing that I always known is that I'm going to have some amazing nights where I make out with like half of the girl in the bar and they're all like chasing me, and I have like different girls like who are, wanting to go home with me, or different girls that do come home with me in a given night. And I take them home, and one girl, and I go back in the club to try to pull another one, those type of epic nights. And then I'm going to have like nights where I'm just humiliated, just terrible. Type of night where if that shit was like tape, recorded, probably like wealthy pimps would be bankrupt. I'm trying to watch where I'm stepping right now, it's very dark. Wealthy pimps would be just like non-existent anymore, because people would be like, what the fuck is this? This is so bad. And there's obvious range of that, the low end, the high end, and everything between. And I don't identify myself as being that guy that always on the high hand. I also don't identify myself as the guy who's always on the low hand. I realize that I'm the guy that does all of it. And that's fine. Sometimes when I come home or the hotel from a really bad night, and Jeff will say, "Damn, dude, that was brutal. How can you be happy with a night like that?" And I'm just going home and I'm like, "It's fucking fun, dude. That was so cool. Like, dude, I got destroyed tonight." And I'm like, "Nah, I kind of liked it actually. Proud of myself, you know. I stuck in there. I hammer out to the bitter hand. I did all the processes that I know work. I have these great processes I've talked about in my other video. I know they work. I know that over a long period of time, it's going to get me the best result as possible. I'm proud of myself. I'm always uh, proud when I go home and I do that. And people are shocked. Sometimes uh, when that happens. Meanwhile, other time I may go out and mess around with some super fine girl, or even pull girls home, and I go home feeling like a little down on myself, and that's because uh, I didn't follow the process. Simply, I know it works, and I just didn't do follow my own processes. So I'm very, very process focused. I'm not so much outcome focused. And the reason why that is because I've seen this over the years teaching bootcamp where it's like the last half hour of a program, a student might say to me, "You know what, I should be focused on the rest of the night." And I say, "Well, what are your goals?" They'll say, "Well, I'm trying to make out here. I want to make out." And I say, "Dude, you can't control for sure whether or not you can get a makeout. You are setting yourself up for lifetime and highest and lowest if you do that. What you could control is that you're going to try to kiss every girl. What you could control to do is venue change every girl. What you could control is that you have positive attitude towards the action and make yourself laugh. These are things that you can control, but you cannot control you having a girl making out with you or not, because it's a human being, all right? A girl is not a golf ball. A girl is not just an object with no life that you just keep hitting and hitting and hitting. There's tons of different girls. They are human beings. So you can't have ultimate control over anyone except yourself. All right? So I generally find that the pleasure for me is taking action, and the results, I know they are going to come when they come. So I don't get stressed out about it. But on the flip side, I do like to beat up myself sometimes. And here is an example, okay? I go out and I didn't follow my processes. I beat up myself, but also there is processes within the game itself. In the section itself, I'll fall out, but also outside of it. So things like meditation, going to the gym, eating like clean, staying on top of my work, things like that. I know that these are external processes, and if I don't follow them, and if I did poorly, I need to beat myself up. Beating yourself up is an opportunity to introspective. It's a protection mechanism, and it's completely healthy the way that most guys beat themselves up, because their self-image has been like chipped or broke a little bit, and they haven't got laid 5 times in a week, or things like this are ridiculous. It's stupid. And primarily the best word you could use for this is childish. Very, very unrealistic. But to never beat yourself up is equally bad, because when you never beat yourself up, the problem is that your life can go off the rail. I have a lot of like good friends that I've been knowing for a long time who never ever beat themselves up. I mean, they never beat themselves up. you want to learn how to not beat themselves up, like ask those guys. I don't know what's going on. And when their finance slowly like dwindle down, or their sex life get messed up, or their life in general get messed up, they get fat, whatever it is, they never seem to beat themselves up. And why? I fucking don't know. I really don't care. But then what always happens is that in the end, they become a little crybaby about it. Often those friends of mine come in crying that things they didn't go the way they expected. But meanwhile, me, I follow my shit like a religion. I follow the process like a religion. And inevitably, when the evolutionary pressure comes off of me a little, and I lose a little bit of focus, maybe because I'm doing a bit too well, I'll see that it's happening and I beat myself up. I would literally even spend a full day, maybe a day and just and a half, bro, like beating myself, saying, dude, look at what you miss. And look at what you miss there. What are you doing? And this is how you want to live your life? Is this what's going on to, going to let you live your dreams? Or is this going to make your life turn into a piece of shit? And I take that time and pause, and I realize that's part of life, okay? Beating yourself up is a chance to refocus as part of life. It's a chance to take your RAS, the reticular activation system, and own it, what you've been doing wrong. Stop and really think about the different things that you would have like changed about your life, and use that negative emotion, beating yourself up, as leverage to keep focusing on it. And once that happens, the negative emotion dissipates. They go away. All right, so you can see me when I go out and I start approaching, I never judge myself. I'm really good with that. I can start approaching, it goes half-fast or whatever, because it's early in the night. I'm kind of like half out and maybe too logical from a full day of work like tonight. And I really like it. This is how you start your night. That's tough. And I go, no dude, I'm loving how starting my night. I'm not judging myself. I'm not beating up myself up. But again, on the flip side, when I'm not following this process, I feel that I have violated like almost like the laws of universe. I like having violated my reason for being alive, which is the process that I have developed and I've cultivated that believe in those that I love. I haven't followed those, and I say, look, the purpose of life is to join the action. I'm not join the action. I'm not taking the action. I just need to be taking. I'm just like wishing I could get the result without enjoying the action itself. I've lost sight of that. I need to come back to the center. I need to come back and I need to take the fact that I beat myself up as a reminder to get refocused, get back on track, and fucking crush it, all right? And that's what I love to do. I love to crush it. So basically, what I leave you is don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't worry about the result, other than as general indication of maybe things that you would change, but really follow the processes and enjoy the process and the love for the process, and realize it's going to come when it's going to come, dude. You're on a sailboat, you just gotta turn the rudder, keep yourself moving in the right direction, which is the process. You don't need to be like the little motorboat. I'm getting all mad when it doesn't happen. Enjoy life. Life is to be enjoyed. Life is beautiful things. Love the action. Enjoy taking the action. The results are going to come. They're going to reward you. I have faith in that. Full faith. Faith in the process. Faith the result will come at the time that you're ready to come. And you're going to love it. Until next time, peace.